this morning I decided to go see my foot and ankle guy, and since I've got a few issues with my left ankle going on, from the calf strain to the bone spurs that I have in there to the swelling that I had, in the lateral aspect, I thought it might be a good idea to maybe get fit for some custom orthotics. Now, I've been a PT for 18, 19 years, and when we first started doing orthotics, we used a crush box or something like that, and that's how we got the foot imprint. Then we'd pour molds into it, and it was a long, detailed, labor-intensive process. But now they've got this really cool software that they use on their iPad. As you see, they can just nice and easily, they do an easy 3D scan of your foot, left versus right, and Dr. Myers does a great job explaining to me, the whole process there and what they're looking for and what they're going to do. And then what they do is they take this scan and they just email it to who's going to make the manufacturer, who's going to make the custom orthotic for me.
And then becomes the important doctor part, which is where we say, all right, are you a pronator? Are you a supinator? Are you overloading your medial column too much? Are you having big toe joint pain because you're putting too much stress and pressure through there? So that's when all of our modifications kind of come in there, which is a big important part of making orthotics as good as they are.
Right.
The other part becomes, what kind of shoes do you need them in? Hey doc, it only hurts in my running shoes. Hey doc, I need something for my everyday dress shoes. Or even women, we give them little forward inserts for their high heels. Doesn't make them feel perfect, but it does improve a lot of the pain they usually have with those shoes. So it's really versatile with these.
And the doctor can say, hey, they've got these issues, so why don't you put a little bit more supination in it, or maybe put a little bit more posting under the forefoot. So it really truly becomes a very, very custom orthotic, and much easier than the box, the crush box. And it takes about 2 weeks to 3 weeks to kind of get them back, get them manufactured and sent back to you. But all in all, I can't really see how there's a better, more effective, reliable process than using that 3D scanner. So just amazing how technology's helped us out here. Had the best time spending some time with Raleigh Running Outfitters, getting fitted for my shoes. When first went in there, like I said, they're super nice. I told them what my goals were, what I was trying to do, and I first got fitted to see what shoe size that I would be, and that was there's always a difference between left and right, as they told me. They watched me walk to see what my gait pattern was like and see if I heel strike or if I overpronate or supinate a great deal. And they also then just showed me what kind of shoes that I should be wearing for me, and they picked out about 8 different ones. And from that I got to pick in which ones I thought I liked in terms of looks and style, and I tried all those on. And at that point, I walked around a little bit and even took a couple of them for a spin on the treadmill to see what worked there. And I first tried an Adidas pair that I thought I'd like, because I'm usually an Adidas guy, but then I didn't really like it that much. It just didn't fit quite right, and I ended up going with the New Balance shoes, and it made a tremendous amount of difference from the very first time that I wore them. It was interesting to trying a pair that was actually fitted specifically for me, versus what I thought looked cool or maybe somebody gave me or I got for free. So that was an awesome experience, and I'll probably end up swapping out some shoes and maybe getting 2 pairs and going from there. So I highly recommend, if you've never been fitted for shoes specifically for you and your foot and your running pattern, to go to a specialty running store and give it a try. So I was finally able to get my MRI done, and for those of you who've never had an MRI done before, it's a pretty cool experience. It's about the only time that I get 20 minutes of absolute peace and quiet, so I certainly enjoyed that. But a little tough getting in there. If you're claustrophobic, I don't have any issues with it, but I can imagine if you were claustrophobic, it'd be a little scary. So they can give you some medication for that if you need. And they give you these headphones because it's kind of loud in there, and you get to pick whatever music you want to listen to. So I decided to go with some country music and kind of get me to relax some. And like I said, it took about 20 minutes, and just kind of sat there and relaxed and try not to move my foot. I didn't have any pain in it, but I can imagine, I've had some MRIs of my knee before, and if you've got pain in that and they try to keep you in a still position, that can be a little uncomfortable. But we'll hope to get some great images from it. And like I said, it was a pretty quick and painless process, other than getting the pre-authorization, getting it covered by insurance. But we'll we'll see what the results are, and then I'll follow back up. All right, hey everybody, happy Sunday, and just finished trying to do my 5-mile run as part of my plan here on the Alter G at the office today, and trying to be a smart, disciplined runner. I got about 3.5 miles. I felt my left calf coming back a little bit. I tried to drop the weight down a little bit to take a little bit more pressure off, but even if I dropped down a little bit, it didn't make that big of a difference. So I decided to stop at 3.5 miles. I was feeling pretty good right up until the exact 3.5 mile mark. Didn't feel anything. So now I can understand why you golfer runners get frustrated sometimes when you want to do something and your body tells you that you can't do it. Like I said, I felt good, but I think for the long run of this whole thing, it was better if I stopped at 3.5 miles, continue to work on my calf, and go at it again next week. You know, the good news is I'm about 9 weeks out from half marathon, so now is not the time to push it and set me back. I did get the results from my MRI, and I'm going to show you. We're going to meet with the doctor next week and go over those actual MRI results, look at the pictures. But I had a little bit of peroneus brevis fraying, which is not uncommon, he said, and people who sprain their ankles. I don't know if I mentioned earlier in these vlogs that I played college tennis, Division I, and probably suffered 15-20 ankle sprains combined, and knew I had a couple bone spurs in there, but there was also a complete rupture of the ATFL, and that's one of the lateral ligaments of your ankle that helps a little bit of stability. From what he could tell from the MRI, it looks like it was an older thing, again from probably multiple ankle sprains, and we just decided we're gonna treat this symptomatically, you know, take it week by week. That lateral part of my ankle hadn't really been bothering me at all very much. It's been more my calf. I did have a little bit of swelling about 10 days ago there, and that's what made me decide to finally get the MRI. My doctor did mention that, you know, if they do MRIs, that 70% of people have ATFL tears, and it's non-symptomatic. It doesn't bother them. So what's happening is I think my body is getting used to, or is not used to running, and so that's why I got some swelling in that area. But that should continue to get a little bit better. We're going to play it by ear and take it run by run, day by day, and week by week. Into 3 weeks here. I've enjoyed this process so far. I'm looking forward to continuing the journey and educating myself as well as you out there along the way. And as always, if you have any pointers or suggestions, I would love from you experienced runners. Help me out, help our audience out that's following this, and look forward to having a great week. Hope everybody has a great Labor Day and a good long weekend, and I look forward to seeing everybody next week, and keep running.